There we go. Hello. We should be up and running. Welcome to the Art Team office hours of Resonite. I'm Aegis Wolf, part of the Art Team, and streaming here to ask or answer, not ask, but answer questions, words, for those that ask about creating things within the platform or using the platform to create different things too. Because you can use, well, Resonite as a tool as much as it's a platform. It's a place to use to build for other things too. We're over here in the cloud home at the moment, doing a couple finishing touches here and there. Some things still that needs to be done that we're kind of waiting on some coding things here and there to go through to fully polish out this world and the others. I know Probable Prime has been doing quite a lot of work, and thanks to him, one of our main issues that, well, not just us, but pretty much anyone on the platform has been dealing with regards of reflection probe issues. He's been working hard on fixing those. May as well have the camera follow me this time. There we go. Do got chat with me. So, let's make sure that's all set. Wait, I need to swap tools here. I'm gonna switch to smooth POV. Just real quick, updating some things here. There we go. I also realize those snappers are upside down. Hmm. Looks like... Wait, I think I know why I did that. It's been a bit. There we go. Oh, no, they really are upside down. Okay. For those just tuning in, this is the art team office hours of Resonite, where folks can ask some questions in Twitch chat about the platform itself, how to make things within here, or how to use the platform, create different things, and what we've been doing for the improvements of the beginner's experience lately. I'm going to go over a bit more of what we've been up to, too. Just doing a couple of things that still some smaller things that needed to get done. There we go. Investigate that later. Now that I got chat attached to me, that means it's not part of the world. I can do a save more progress save. There we go. Welcome to the stream, Babbler. Hope you're having a good Wednesday so far. Anyone else watching as well? Welcome to the stream, Kite. That's the thing I was gonna bring out. A lot of my work lately has been actually outside of Resonite. I've just been working on the help tab, and I've been collecting feedback, ideas, and suggestions for what should be within the help tab. Hmm. Uh, I should probably see what the office hours times are for the others. I know Primes is usually around about the same time or so, about an hour after the art team usually has their weekly meeting, but that also is a bit late for EU folks. And to answer Babbler's question about how's the progress in the cloud home, spring cleaning pretty much is done. There's only a few things left that need to be done. I can kind of go over. I mean, one thing that I just did right now is just kind of add one more music disc in there and tidy those up. There's a couple of things that we got to figure out with some of the avatar anchors, but not really sure if it's something that is platform related, where it's like a bug that needs to be fixed, or the template needs to be tweaked. But other than that, is going to be soon getting the teleporter in here. There's a couple more updates for the teleporter before it gets distributed into the worlds and the essentials. But other than that, the other main thing is the reflection probes within all the worlds have been kind of halted right now until some fixes to compressinator has been updated. So to kind of go over what some of the issues we've been dealing with is one, like when you bake a reflection probe, for some users it's strange that it creates a lot of hitching and lagging. And kind of give more background on it, compressinator is like a open source library that we've been using for asset man or compressing and such like that. There's more details that Prime covered in their last office hours. They made a whole video on it on their YouTube. I recommend checking it out if folks want to know more details about that. Yes. Well, not just Prime's arch nemesis, but anyone that's trying to set up reflection probes that aren't real-time reflection probes, because you can easily just set up. Oh wait, I'll do that later. If I make a real-time reflection probe, it works pretty much fine. It's just heavy, but there are, um, yeah, there are some bugs in there, whether it be setting up hitching, for example, or lighting not being correct with baked reflection probes. And I think a lot of those would be fixed once the main one gets fixed. I know Prime has to look at some more things again, as some things were changed with the splitting getting close. Brooks has been hard at work at uh, getting that all set up. I do see a question from Dusty Sprinkles. If you haven't seen them already, I recommend looking at Bernie's Anchors. They have a lot of good quality of life additions to the previous Anchor system, and they might be useful. Oh, I'll have to take a look at their public folder if they have one. Main issue is, at least that we've seen with people, is you go into an anchor, you go out of it, and you're not the correct scale. Whether you scale yourself up or down. It's pretty. Oh, camera's there. It's pretty strange. Regards to the other worlds, there isn't really much left to do. I've just been mostly going through and filing down different, or typing down different ideas and different categories to cover in the help tab. Just gonna be a new category or tab in the help in the dashboard. It'll go over pretty much anything a new user and anybody within Resonite, including staff. Be a good quick reference field guide for anyone to use in here. It'll be also a facet that you can take out and put anywhere in the world, or on, your facet anchors. I don't know, you'll probably be able to read that small on there, but yeah, it'll be a facet. That will also be in the tutorial world, open to some specific tabs or pages, as well as the avatar gazebo. Well, open to all the different things about learning avatars and eventually how to make them as well too. I did make a in the devlog about what we've been doing. Ravy's been working on adding more functionality to the help tab, and it's getting close to the point where it's just ready to start populating it with all the information that we would like to put at least in the bare minimum at first, as there is a bit of a time constraint that we have. But it's something that we can easily update over time because it's in your dashboard. That means you can update it. You can take out the old facet and put a new one in, or just reset your dash and it'll be there. As well as we can easily update the avatar gazebo and the tutorial world, the new versions of it. Within the GitHub issue that is about the help tab, and going through, I made a comment list first of like just random ideas that and things that we would like to see or want within that page first, kind of like a shotgun list, if you will, just shooting them out randomly and then collecting it in like a more organized list of categories and subcategories. Right, we got those subcategory functionality done not too long ago, and going through and tiering it in a way where it's different categories of like, avatars, dashboard settings. I'm not quoting the exact order of what it is, but the important order is within those categories, the subcategories are tiered in stuff that a user might want to know first, and then gets more specific down the line. But nothing is hidden within like advanced or beginner stuff, except for guided tutorials. Within the guided tutorials, when you first open it, there will be like a pop-up that will show users how to do like the absolute basics. It'll be like a modal pop-up, it's called. I'm gonna see if we can find a picture of it. I know Ravy has it in their inventory at the moment, but they've just been working on it. Within the devlog, I can snag some screenshots. I kind of explained this in the previous one, may as well kind of go over it again, some updates too. Copy image and paste directly in here. There we go. Yeah, it'll be like a modal that'll pop up. It'll blur everything else out, and you can like click a checkbox, say if you don't want to see it again, if you don't need to know the absolute basics. And these will probably be a fifth category for building as well. And these are like very simple ones that'll have videos and text within them. They'll be in addition to the general categories that are within the help tab, which are on your left. And then within those categories, there's subcategories, like different chapters almost. And within those chapters are different pages. You can add like text, images, and, well, videos in this case too. Originally we were going to do audio, but we ran into the problem of, at the moment, it is hard to make different, or hard to manage different translations of audio for different languages at the moment. For text is simple, it's just putting in to the locale or putting a component on anything that needs the translation and then adding it so that someone within the community could translate it. Because there's a dedicated group of community members that have gone through and helped us translate a lot of the text within the tutorial, the menus, UI. You even get a badge for it too. Yeah, that for like audio and even probably different video files will probably be later on, where we can easily swap out the assets depending on your locale that you changed in your settings menu. That pretty much has been mostly the work I've been doing. Is I've been out different organizing data on GitHub and listening to Deltarune or Gran Turismo soundtrack. Ah, looks like we have been raided by a bird. By a purple bird by the name of Decoy. Welcome, and welcome all of their watchers to the Resonite Art Office Hours stream. Uh, we have a random question from DJP Prodigy Hunters. When rat update? Are you specifically referring to horizontally spinning rat or what? I do not have that in my inventory. I may have to make one. Maybe. Or somebody already has. Dawn modular rat. uh, it reminds me, I want to play that one Halo Reach mod where you fight a boss fight and it's just a giant rat. That's all it is. All direction spinning rats. Well, if you're spinning on all three axes, you also gotta watch out for the gimbal locking rats as well too. Quaternion math hurts until you know it. Ah, Huangvi also subscribed. Thank you. How fast will rats spin under net 9? You can set it whatever speed you want. The spinner component's right there, or if you want to do it via Protoflux, you can do that as well too. For dimensional rats. Are you referring to time or mathematical for dimensions? Time traveling rat. I have to check those later. Craternians. I just remembered something too about the Cloud Home. Chroma's been working on a new trailer for Resonite. You've probably seen it in the devlogs here and there, like an animated cinematic one, using random, funny, creative, different characters they've been making, and lots of whimsical adventures they're going on. Within the Cloud Home, you got this like theater-like room, and there's our really old like teaser trailer that we had in the past, or revealed it. Someone made a GitHub issue on this to make a new video. I'm thinking that new video that Chrome was working on will be a good thing to put here once we're all set. Actually, this is technically the outro to the stream as well. All right, guys, we're done. We're good. No, I'm joking. I'm gonna reset it back. There we go. I'll leave that note for later. For those just tuning in, just going through the Cloud Home, seeing if there's anything else other than things like the reflection probes to do. There's a couple of things left. Mainly it's a lot of things that are just waiting on other things to be done. And same thing with the other worlds. I've been doing a lot of typing down information on GitHub more than anything lately, and listening to game soundtracks. But other than that, jotting down ideas of what we want to do for a full-on narrative experience down the line too. Pretty neat to actually start working on something that has lore. There's a lot of headcanon Fruix, Ryuvi, and I have with Resonite itself. There's the saying that we go by now with what Fruix said a while ago. Everything is canon. End quote. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Oh, now will we have something as esoteric as something like Undertale Deltarune or Voices of the Void? I'm not sure. That'll be fun. Imagine all the adventures and possibilities that we can make for people. Not only to teach about the platform, but eventually games and such that we'll make. Ah, that is a good question. I do have it. It is actually a 3D model. It is a 3D model that is exactly 100 triangles. Made out of 100 triangles and is also a texture of 128 by 128, I think. And it is of me trying to frantically look for where the hell I put it. There we go, custom 3D badge. It's also for me to learn how to make a 3D badge as well. Uh, so that I can help others make one if need be. And it is. Oh, I spawned it twice. It is the aerial screw that Leonardo da Vinci designed. And it spins and goes up and down because you can add like a spinner component or wobbler 3D component, which makes it go up and down in this case. Or did I use a value gradient driver? I don't remember. But yeah, you have a limit to 100 triangles. I absolutely used every single one for this. And, oh, I used the wrong tool here. And I just deleted chat. Wonderful. I still got chat on stream. There we go. Material. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, 128 by 128 image. This was made years ago. I'm still using it. My favorite things I made in Blender, and I made the texture in GIMP by just painting it. Made another similar model. This time instead of 100 triangles, 256. I believe I have it somewhere. Blender models. There we go. Oh, I even saved that other one in there too. There we go. Leonardo da Vinci's tank. And if I remember correctly as well, just move this up. See the inside of it. Open source software indeed. I use both GIMP and Krita. Krita is technically a version of GIMP. It's a fork of it, but I use both because GIMP has some texture tools within it that are really useful for, say, adjusting textures, not really like painting them as much. But I know Krita has like a lot of good brushes that people can use. I also use Substance Painter, but not as often anymore. So I've been trying to replace that with Blender, as you can use node setups and add-ons to make, like, for example, hard surface modeling, baked hard surface modeling pretty good in there. Although there's some things you just can't get it as good as Substance Painter, unfortunately, yet. Unless if I need to make some crazy shader node setup for it. Ah, we have a Veer in the chat. Welcome to the stream, Veer. Hello. Bjork indeed. I'm just over in the cloud home doing a couple of tweaks here and there. Yeah. One of the other, I guess, niche softwares I've used is Paint.net, but not as much. I know I've used it to open up .dds files because it likes to open those much easier than GIMP does. GIMP or DDS files is just another kind of like image file type, usually used in a lot of games. And I know as well that you can use it for custom bitmaps. I know one of the office hours, I kind of, or Rue and I went on a rant about, or yeah, went over how bitmaps work and how we applied them to things like the plants and such. So that when you go far away, instead of dissolving into nothingness because of how cutout textures work, they start to solidify instead. That way, if you're in like a large forest and you plant a whole bunch of trees, it doesn't turn into like the twigs of the different branches by looking at it from far away. It just looks like solid, like uh, solid chunks of leaves, which makes sense. Tunmus, the architect. Well, I'm gonna have to correct you on who made it. Ryuvi is the one that made the architect alongside, uh, was it Enzi created the sounds for it years ago. I know they want to remake it. Be pretty cool if they ever do. You weren't wrong. It was that it wasn't, or that it was content team. Ryuvi's part of the art team, as it's called now, and they also do a lot of the programming as well, alongside Fruix Prime and all that. They're kind of a bridge between coding things and us creating things within the platform. Okay, I'd already finished saving earlier, that's good. Oh, there was an update to this tool. I may as well bring in the updated Protoflux tool into here. There we go. I know there's a couple of things other than reflection probes within the other worlds, but yeah. All in all, a lot of the stuff we've been doing is either working on the help tab as of late and the any fixes here and there and feedback that we get for the tutorial world or any of the other worlds. But the rest of it is just waiting for things to be done. Ryuvi's almost done with the cloud teleporter. We're going to be starting to fill out the help tab soon with information. I'm just going through organizing like a more organized and collected list of different topics that I can cover for both new and existing users. And I know there's the events board that will be also added to the tutorial world and the Avatar Gazebo. Yeah. Yeah, if folks still have questions, let me just fix my chair here. General questions about the platform, it's also welcome to. Otherwise, we're chilling out here, and I I gotta ask, Veer, if you're still in here, what kind of music do you play in the background of the streams? I've been thinking, trying to find some good ones to play. Probably next time when we're working on something, whether it be, I don't know, a side project while we do questions and then have something nice to listen to. Got any ideas? Do have some ideas of what might want to do, but with copyright, it's just kind of tricky. Game chops. I'll keep that in mind. Nobo Nobonoko. Mm. I will definitely note that. Right after the stream, I'll get to uploading both this one and previous stream to the YouTube channel, and I'll definitely remember that. I'm looking at it again. Ah, okay. Awesome. Ah, another question from Tumnus. A quick suggestion, maybe. In the either certification world, the guide on how to use the tools would be pretty good to add in a tutorial world. Give new user an intro into the basic tools. So, that is something that we can add for the updated version of the oh wait, the mentor certification world. Oh, okay. You're meant or comparing it to that. Okay. Yeah, for the new updated version of the tutorial world, it's going to be more interactive and modular. Or say if people want to learn not just the basics, but if they already know the basics of moving around, jumping, climbing, scaling yourself, moving objects, etc. Things like the tools, how to create avatars or worlds and all that will be sectioned off into different pieces. And just like in the help tab, which will probably be where it will rest there first, all the information that a user will need in that sort of field guide like fashion. What we want to do is go through and make a modular like narrative experience where it'll guide users with like whether it be audio or animations and that of how to use each tool and each kind of feature. At least all the general ones. More advanced ones, you can go through the field guide and even more specific information. We do have the wiki as well, which a link to the wiki will be within the help tab as well as any of all our links to all our socials, our website, where to support us, and well, yeah, any other useful links too. Thanks, Veer. I'll check out that music when I get a chance. One thing I look forward to with the beginner's experience after, well, us refurbishing what we have now is we'll have a proper way of gauging how performant our content will be. Right now, it's just kind of up in the air. We have general sense of what we can do to make things run faster, but from misconceptions, trying to teach people what really impacts performance and what doesn't, and what would be a good way of doing things. It's better to actually have like things that are on the fundamental level of the platform change and be optimized as well. Be running a better code, Net 9 versus Mono, and not be so intertwined with Unity. Thank you both, Veer and Tumnus, for subscribing to the Twitch channel as well. Yeah, it'll be so much easier having like just a more easier sense of how things are running here, as we haven't really done much to remove things within this place, other than like maybe a little bit less plants here and there, and lowering the resolution of textures. A brand new cloud home from the ground up would probably be around the same time when we make the brand new experience for the narrative experience tutorial. And Rave's been working on off and on a new set of building pieces for us to use to create it. One that has like a whole bunch of different pieces that are much more detailed in regards of like what you can build with it. Now you got like basic walls, windows, and ceilings and door frames here, but imagine like a set or palette of things to make that is like different lengths, different heights, staircases, elevators, or different sized doors, ramps, floors, ceilings, but in different sizes that you can use. And you can easily swap the different materials as well too. And speaking of materials, we did set up all the pieces within here and all the other worlds to work with a footstep system. It uses like different tags of the models themselves to go through off of the colliders that are on there, which are like simplified colliders, like boxes, convex hulls, cylinders, etc. And it uses those tags to determine what you're walking on. Like right now, I'm walking on carpet, and then wood, and then wood, or grass, or gravel, or dirt. These are the ones that are available. Right now, they're not in the world per se yet. Lacey has been still working on the sound effects pack for it, and once it's done, it's literally going to be a system that you'll be able to drag and drop into the world, as simple as that, and it'll automatically plug in. Be like a, I think I have it somewhere already, like the basis of it. Inventories, Resonite Team, Chicks, Dawn Art Style. Did I move it into Worlds? It's in that unorganized folder. Oh boy. Okay, I found it. It'll look like this. Now, what's contained inside it? Let me swap to POV. Other than its visual, you got footstep definitions, and these are all the base materials that'll be there. And with these, you got like different tuned clips. They're all null right now because, well, the clips aren't there yet. But it'll pick between these. We have like just one or two of each. We can just duplicate them over. It's just to add as much variety as we can. I know we do have a fallback somewhere. I don't know if it's kicking in now. But there's a lot of different variables you can mess around with. Actually, I don't think this has the fallback. think this one was slightly older. I feel like this is a slightly older version without the fallback that we installed. Because I found some good footstep sound effects within the Sonus GDC packs, which are open source sound packs that, like a sound library company, release every time there's a game developers conference each year. And it's like samples of larger libraries all collected into like a pack per year. If people do want to check it out, actually, let me type out how to spell it. This is what we use also for our sound effects. Just type in Sonus GDC and you'll find those. As well as we're using other libraries as well that are paid, or even things like findsound.org, or was it .net? I don't remember. But like free audio sites as well as some paid ones, though the only stipulation of those paid ones is we have to change how the sound effect is from the original one. So it'll be like technically a different one or a new one that's optimized for the platform, which is still allowed. I know the footstep things was requested by a few people, so it'll be pretty cool once it's all set up. As well as every single modular piece within the Essentials folder has those set up on it. Maybe some things here and there to update with the set, but generally is pretty much done. And thanks to Prime, once the next few updates roll out, regards of builds, either be the one with the splitting or something right before, we'll be able to start baking the reflection probes in these worlds. And I've been also waiting to work on some of my own worlds with reflection probes as well too. Because making real-time reflection probes are just easy as that, but really heavy on lower end PCs, which is makes sense. It's a real-time reflection. It's a 360 camera taking pictures constantly and just applying it onto everything around us within like a box. One thing I look forward to someday in the future when we have a new rendering engine. And I don't understand why Unity, all the years it's been out, you can't rotate that box for a reflection probe. It's stuck in a grid space kind of like deal where it's stuck in a or world grid space where you can change the size of the box and it can be like, doesn't have to be a straight on cube that is even sides. You can make it a rectangular prism or tall rectangle box or whatnot or wide. You can change that. You can also change how far it blends. But what if I have like a circular room like this? What if I want to like, make a cylinder? I don't understand why they haven't really updated it as much since. But alas, one day that'll not be an issue. That's one thing that like is neat about this platform though. If there's things you're looking forward to, that doesn't mean you can't make things now. Like there's things I look forward to, for example, with physics down the line. I make do with what I got, say using like workarounds and such right now. But if I set up the assets to easily have the stuff put onto them, once physics is out, for example, I can just put on or grab a car model that I set up earlier and just have it ready to have a system put on it, or say something with collections, like a card game system. I have the assets ready on my computer. I can just bring it in here and have it all set up. I can always just update things as easy as that because you don't have to re-upload things when you're updating things. You can just go into a world, tweak some things, and just resave it. It's not going to really break. We try not to break things as much as we can. Of course, there's bugs here and there that comes up, but that's why people report bugs, and engineering looks at it, sees what we can to fix it, and such. Now, I'm not sure, Tumnus, if the reflection probes have been updated in Unity 6, but the downside I know for sure of going to newer Unity versions, I noticed this with other engines as well. Real-time lighting, or lights specifically, hasn't really been covered as much as like real-time reflections, like ray tracing or stuff like that. That is a different beast entirely, but things that aren't ray tracing, that are real-time lighting, isn't really as fleshed out. It seems that like it makes sense that a lot of companies are going to focus on that kind of thing, even though it is quite heavy for performance-wise. It's not everyone has a machine that can run uh, ray tracing and whatnot, and I know there's like magic tools that Unreal Engine has, but seeing how some games run, throwing a magic pixel solution isn't the solution when there's some things that a game engine can't do that the developers of game should do instead. But I'm going on a rant at this point. But we do have 7 minutes left. Any of you folks have any questions regarding Resonite or possibly even Blender or creating things within this platform or using it as a tool? Actually, that's another thing too about this thing. You can use this as merely a part of your workflow for things like, say, if you're wanting to design a set of a house or like a environment, you can just place things manually using VR or desktop using tools. But those tools will get better over time, but it's something that you can use today and now. There's so much you can do now. I know we're still limited on performance-wise, but just seeing the development that Fruix is doing lately, it's exciting. I know for a lot of folks it is as well too. Yeah. When the Splitting comes out, most likely these worlds will be ready a little bit afterwards, but we'll be testing the worlds that we make and all the content that we're working on and updating before we do like a big marketing push. I know we've been talking about that too, even on the recap stream as well too. And it's going to be exciting too with the people that we're collaborating with. I'm mainly just looking forward to like what we'll be doing after this. Honestly, I don't know. There's a lot of different things that this update unlocks for us, especially those that work on the code. Now we got people like J4 that help improve the workflow of how they work on things. I hope some point we'll be able to make even games as well too, not just tutorials. But I know we will. Definitely some interesting business developments as well too that'll help support this platform as well coming up. Ah, yet another question from Dumbness. Not Resonite specific question, but have you seen the VRC light volumes? It uses a voxel based light probe. a friend showed me in a demo world in VRC. Light probes. That I know was something that I think is a GitHub issue somewhere. That will help create alongside reflection probes. I know reflection probes right now, if you set the ambient light to change with the reflection probes as well, you could sort of do something like light probes, at least an equivalent, not an equivalent to it, but a very close one right now. But that's one of the things that we're kind of waiting on some fixes for to be able to do within these worlds. And, well, pretty much any world creator on Resonite have been having those issues as well, too. And from what I remember, Prime even said that with the work he's doing, other companies would have given up at that point, trying to fix whatever the hell is wrong with Compressinator, because it ended up as that much of a rabbit hole. But thanks to him, a lot of creators on Resonite will be, including us on the team, be able to make worlds look really nice with the new additions to the reflection probes that Fuchs did when he did the was it the photon dust update or the one after audio? Well, then again, both of them kind of use spherical harmonics as well too. He added them when he was doing Gaussian splatting. I remember now. Oh, for to answer Anadius Shark's question, what Compressinator is, from what I remember, it's a open source library of code which anybody can contribute to it. By the way, if anybody wants to help, uh, that we use to create asset variants or like compressing different things like meshes from whatever like assets, meshes, textures, things like audio. I don't quite remember exactly what it does. I know for sure it does textures. And reflection probes are cube maps, which are like a 3D texture, which is like a whole bunch of textures that kind of like a skybox where it's like top down, left to right in a box, but projected out onto a sphere. That's pretty much what Compressinator is the library that takes those assets and tries to optimize them as much as they can and set them up correctly so that the asset handler or asset variant system that Resonite's infrastructure uses can go through. Probably might explain some issues with the asset variant system as well too. Now thinking about it, might be even caused by that. But I recommend checking out Probable Prime's videos on it and office hours. Should be on his YouTube channel. He does have a YouTube channel, yes. He makes tutorials occasionally and devlogs, just like Fruix does. I do want to make more devlogs of my own at some point. I gotta make more videos of my own too. But, yeah, it's a matter of time. Right now, I'm just doing a devlog about typing stuff down in a list is not as exciting as, you know, typing out code and testing out how it works. So, but yeah, definitely looking forward to the future with a lot of things coming up. It'll make a lot of things easier for the coding team and content or art team as well here, making things on a platform and for the platform externally. Indeed. But alas, I think this marks the end of the stream, at least for this week. Next Wednesday, I will definitely try to be here and start to stream anew. I may dabble into changing the time of it. I'm not sure. But I'll see what would be a good time to do this. It'll probably be on the same day. That way it doesn't interfere with anything else because Thursdays we have a team meeting. Fridays we usually have a recap streams every month. And oh boy, next recap stream will probably be exciting. Or at least on the cusp of things like the splitting and that too. So, yeah. Well, anyways, hope you all enjoy your rest of your Wednesday or Thursday if you're on the other side of the world. Yeah. Probably hang around on Resonite a little bit, relax a bit, and then pick at more of the list that we've been working on. In Resonite. Or in GitHub in this case. Yes. Alright. You all take care. Bye bye.